Fluffernutter, Homeland Security, and Ed are all on this day. Welcome back to On This Day. Today's date is October 7th, 2021. It is the 280th day of the year. There are 85 days left in this year. It is the 40th Thursday in the 41st week and the 16th day of fall, 75 days left until winter. There are 48 days until Thanksgiving. Today is National Fluffernutter Day. Oh, man, I'm going to have a rough time with this one. National Fluffernutter Day is on October 8th. This is a combination of marshmallow and peanut butter. In 1917, Archibald Query of Somerville, Mass. Invented the sweet marshmallow-like spread called marshmallow cream. A recipe was published for peanut butter and marshmallow cream sandwich, and it kind of took off from that. This is a treat that's over 100 years old, and I never heard about it till today. I did a little research. It's very interesting. I even got on Amazon to see if I can get some Fluffernutter things sent to my house, and I can. So I ordered some. I also ordered a t-shirt that said, "You had me at Fluffernutter." I'll put up a picture when I get it. They still sell it today. That's amazing. All right, let's see what else October 8th has given us. 1918, World War I. Sergeant York, Corporal Alvin C. York, receives the Medal of Honor. He was one of the most decorated United States Army soldiers of World War I. He killed 28 German soldiers and captured 132 by himself, for which he was awarded the Medal of Honor. Now, they went to honor him in the 80s with a new vehicle that was anti-aircraft vehicle that, shot down jets, helicopters, whatever. Well, apparently, this was such a flawed thing, they canceled it, and it cost the United States a bunch of money, and it became a major joke. It's sad because this guy was an amazing person and did a lot and got the Medal of Honor, and then they just named this crap after him. It's too bad. 1921, the first live radio broadcast of a football game. This was done by KDKA, an AM radio station in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. KDKA described itself as the pioneer broadcasting station of the world. It is considered by many historians to be the first commercially licensed radio station. 1969, the Days of Rage happened in Chicago. This was a planned protest against the Vietnam War. It involved a group called the Weathermen. They were a faction of the Students for Democratic Society. In the end, it really didn't pan out as well as they wanted. They were expecting thousands and thousands of people. The first day, there was only like 300 people milling around while 2,000 cops stared at them. On day 2, they had about 2,000 people, but that's about where it peaked. About 287 members of the Weathermen were arrested. 1974, the Franklin National Bank collapses. At the time, the Franklin National Bank was the largest bank failure in the history of the United States. Franklin National was based in Franklin Square in Long Island, New York, and was once the United States' 20th largest bank. On October 8th, 1974, it collapsed in obscure circumstances involving the Freemasons and an Italian banker. 1982, Cats, the Broadway musical, opens up. After its London premiere, Cats opened on Broadway and ran for nearly 18 years before closing on September 10th, 2000. This is a musical composed by Andrew Lloyd Webber, and it's based on the 1933 poetry collection, Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats by T.S. Eliot. Basically about a bunch of cats that die and go to heaven and then come back. I don't know, it's weird. They had a movie that came out about it probably like 2 years ago. I watched 10 minutes of it and turned it off. It was so bad. Oh my God. It was horrible. Had a lot of big stars in it too. Taylor Swift, Dame Judi Dench, James Corden, Jennifer Hudson. It was, great cast. You'd think it would be a great movie because it was a great musical. Oh my God, this was so horrible. I actually saw one comedian try and blame COVID on it. 2001, U.S. President George W. Bush announces the establishment of the Office of Homeland Security, later just being known as Homeland Security or Department of Homeland Security, DHS. This was created in the wake of September 11th. It was kind of put as an equal to the Department of Defense. The Department of Defense covers all the military and they, defend us abroad and make sure no one comes here and attacks us. Well, the Homeland Security sort of works within, and it's not just military operation type things. They incorporated a lot of agencies that were already going, like the U.S. Customs Service, which used to be with the Treasury, Immigration Naturalization Service, which used to be with the Department of Justice. FEMA was brought in, the U.S. Coast Guard, which used to be part of the Department of Transportation, the Secret Service, who used to be with the Treasury Department, and a handful of more that I won't get into. They have had a lot of controversy and conspiracies swirling around this branch of the U.S. government. The Department of Homeland Security began operation in 2003. In 2018, they had 240,000 employees with an annual budget of over $51 billion. Premiered on October 8, 2000, we got the TV show Ed. This was a great show. The executive producers were David Letterman and Mark Burnett, who's famous for doing the Survivor show. I love this show. I watched it every single week. It starred Tom Cavanaugh, Julie Bowman, who you probably know from Modern Family. Michael Ian Black was on there, Mike Starr, Justin Long. It was a great show. Sadly, it's a story about a fired lawyer from New York City who caught his wife cheating on him. He returns back home to Stuckyville, Ohio, where he settles down again, buys a bowling alley and starts practicing law out of it and running the bowling alley, and all his friends and all their quirkiness are there. It's a great show. Sadly, you can't find it on TV anywhere. It's not streaming. It's not on DVD. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that they had music and they didn't have the rights for streaming and DVDs. This wasn't a thought in 2000, really. On top of that, two different studios own Ed. So as Mark Burnett said once, there's just far too many legal hurdles to jump through to really get this on streaming or added to DVD or something like that. It's too bad. Great show. I loved it. Born on October 8th, 1907, Richard Sharp Shaver. He was an American writer and artist that was born in Pennsylvania. He became famous after World War II as he authored a bunch of controversial stories that were printed in science fiction magazines called Amazing Stories. Now here's the rub. He told everyone he had information about secret societies that lived underground and had advanced technologies and all this other stuff, and his editor backed him up with this. This, of course, led to a lot of controversy about him, and a lot of people didn't want him publishing his stuff. Just all this nonsense went on. He passed away in 1975. Just last year, Steven Spielberg released one season of something called Amazing Stories, which was sort of based on Richard Sharp Shaver's stories. Died on October 8, 1793, John Hancock, American merchant and politician, first governor of Massachusetts. And he's why we all say put your John Hancock on it, because if you look at the Constitution, his signature is the largest and the most flamboyant. I mean, it looks like calligraphy. He was also a prominent patriot of the American Revolution. Before the Revolution, John Hancock was one of the wealthiest men in the 13 colonies. All right, that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Now go out, be productive, and be nice to each other.